let's see. You're going to have to say, yes, it's okay to record, either on your phone or on your computer or wherever you are, probably, so that you can hear me and see me, so that we can get this recorded. Because if you've registered for our Power Hour, then you will get the recording. Yay. And so those of you, we had a lot of people register for this one, so they may be getting it through, oh, Malcolm lost link. Oh, well.
I might be able to email it to him. Are you on email right now?
Yes, yes.
I'll try emailing it to him.
Okay, great. All right, that'd be great. I don't have anybody monitoring for me right now. So, okay. So, welcome everybody to Burgess Power Hour. And today, tonight, all around the world, wherever you are in the calls, or if you're looking at us, yay. And if you're in the recording, yay. It's the essence of your being. Who are you? Who are you? Do you ever ask, who am I? The essence of my being, and what does that mean? And I felt like this would be a good subject for this month. And go ahead and mute yourself, please, so that I don't have to mute everybody, but I will mute you all if this gets out of hand. So go ahead and mute yourself. That way you can, when it's time, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, because as you know, or maybe you don't know, if this is your first time, I love experiential um, opportunities. And so I love hearing from you. And we're going to be doing some digging around in that subconscious belief system, because that's what we're all about. And definitely get a paper and pencil ready, because you're probably going to want to take notes. But also, we have some exercises that are going to be fun for you to do. So go ahead and get those ready. And those of you who are joining us, go ahead and mute yourself, please. Please mute, or I'm going to have to mute everybody. Or I'll just try muting you and see if I can mute you. Okay. All right. And all you have to do, if you're on the phone, you can hit *6, and that should unmute you. Or you can hit *6 to mute yourself, or just mute if you're on a cell phone. Okay. So some of you are calling in from all around the country, and I think we have some outside of the country as well. So I appreciate you all being here. And I promise that we will dig around with a stick and find out what's going on. And I want this to be a powerful, positive experience for you. Okay. And the first thing I want to just say, and again, if you have questions, or if you want to comment, and if you want to share anything, which I will ask later for sure, please feel free to do so. So, what is essence? When I say, what is the essence of your being? That's the name of my company. We've been doing these workshops and these programs and these experiences for almost 30 years now. I've been in personal development with this kind of work for 45 years, so I'm old. However, essence of being is almost 30 years, good grief. And we've taught on 6 continents, you guys. So we have thousands of graduates all around the world. And I work with children ages 5 and up. I work with families. I work with adults. I work with companies, you name it. And we have children ages of 85. And I think the eldest we've had is 88 or 89 in the actual live workshops. And I'm so excited to say that we are finally getting to do live workshops again. I'm so excited. Essence of Being is the only one that we're doing next. The only Essence of Being we're doing is next week. I just have to get that out of the way and put that out there. It's June 25th through the 27th. It will be live, and it will be in the Atlanta area. And it's the only one we're doing this year. And it's our first one since 2019. So I'm excited. So come play with me in that realm for sure. So, but let's get down to the essence. What is essence? What's the essence of your being? It's the purest form of your soul. the purest form of you. If you had to take off your clothes, take off your body, what would be left? What would be there? So the essence is that purest form. And perhaps tonight, what we're going to do is kind of discover together, what are your core values of who you are? And are you living in your purpose? And perhaps getting a new perspective of who you are and what you would like to create in your life before you go to the next place, whatever that looks like, you know. So stay tuned for some fun things we're going to do together. But I just wanted to give you that definition, and also just say, look, wherever you are in your quest for money or purpose or relationships or health or any kind of love or family or communication or understanding, wherever you are in that, just stop for a second and just pause. Because, like I said, we're going to be very purposeful and positive, hopefully, this tonight about who am I and why should I even show up in the world. And I know that because of what's happened, because of COVID and a lot of the things that are happening in the world right now, people have been isolated. They have been, a lot of shadow has come up. Okay. A lot of things that you may not really like, or maybe things that you do like have come up, but you're really getting the distinction, right, of what is important to you, perhaps, because we have been, some of us have been forced perhaps to look at that. So tonight, just ask yourself, why should I show up? Have you ever felt sometimes in your life about, why am I here and what's my purpose and why should I come and why should I show up and why should I do the things that I do and be the things that I am? Probably some of you have had those experiences. So there's a concept that I want to share with you, and all of you who have done Essence of Being and all my other play shops. I call them play because personal growth doesn't have to be serious. It doesn't have to be hard, you guys. It can be fun. Okay. So I call them play shops. I talk about precession. So this is a repeat for those of you who know about precession and Essence of Being and all the things that Bucky talked about, Buckminster Fuller. He's one of the philosophies that we share with people. And precession, all it means is that you have an effect of the world. It's the effect of bodies in motion on other bodies in motion. And it's one of my favorite topics to experience with people, because a lot of times you make goals and you make the goal and then you say, okay, I did it. Now what? And so the question is, why make another goal? Well, I'll tell you or share with you the reason to make the goal in the first place is to move you forward, to move you forward to something. Because the minute you stop moving and not choose to create something in your life, you do not have an effect. You have no effect in the world. So a lot of people come to me and they say, Burge, I really want to know what my purpose is. Well, your purpose is to move and to experience, because the effect you have in the world, as long as you're adding value, the effect you have in the world will add value. So you don't have to worry about it. It happens. It's a generalized principle in the universe. It applies to everything. So it's sort of like if you drop a stone down into a body of water, it creates a ripple effect, doesn't it? Or the earth and the moon, do they affect each other? They're two bodies in motion affecting bodies in motion. And so one of my favorite little things I do for people is talk about the honeybee. The honeybee has a goal, doesn't he? And his goal is to get the nectar, 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 nectar. He wants the nectar. That's what he wants. That's his goal. But the true purpose of that honeybee getting the nectar is to cross-pollinate, right? Did you know that? Did you know you were going to learn science tonight? See, you showed up and you learned some science or reminded of it. The bee just steps all over the flowers and it cross-pollinates. But the bee doesn't wake up every morning and say, oh, I'm going to go cross-pollinate today. The bee just wakes up and says, nectar, 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 nectar. And because he's moving, and the grander scheme, the bigger picture is he is actually creating more flowers. And we are just like the honeybee. We go toward our nectar, whatever that is, and we're moving toward the nectar. And we're so obsessed sometimes, possibly, about we have to have exactly what we want when we want it, going for it. And if we don't make it, we fail. Well, the thing I want to share with you is this, that no matter what you're going for, if you're moving and adding value along the way, then you are having an effect. You're having an impact in the world. And the impact you have had and will have will add value. You may not see it. You may be just like the honeybee, where you'd have no clue. Or you may be, maybe you've gotten little glimpses of, I showed up and all of these things happened. And if I hadn't have shown up, then all of these things wouldn't have happened. So own those experiences. I'm really suggesting that you add value. And as long as you add the value, your effect will add value. And you ask yourself, how do I serve today? How do I serve today? What effect can I have today? I'm going to set my goal, whether I make it or not, is to move forward. Yeah, please mute. I'm going to have to mute people if you just keep muting. Okay. So if you came to this planet for a reason, maybe it's just to experience. Maybe the reason you're here is just to experience. Is that enough? Is that enough for you? I'm going to mute. Please mute yourself, or I'm going to have to mute everybody, okay? Okay. So the freedom of knowing, here's the freedom part. If you know that you're here to experience, does that give you freedom? Does it get you off the hook? Meaning, do you beat yourself up if you don't make your goal? As long as you're experiencing, then you've met your purpose. Is that enough for you?
Well, you're still learning.
Yes, you're still learning. Absolutely.
You're still absorbing information and experiences that you can either you can see the little wins or you can see the little failures, and you can gather that to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you're moving. Because the minute you sit on your couch and you don't move and you just say, oh, well, I didn't make it last time, why bother? Or I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it, whatever that is for you, relationship wise or career or money or whatever it is. As long as you keep saying to yourself, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, so I'm not going to try, because I didn't try the last 2,000 times, or I didn't make it the last time. So my point is, as long as you're moving, you have an effect. You're a gift, the essence of your being. If you could just try this on for a minute, okay? And you can give it back, but try it on for a minute and just say, I'm a gift. And I'm going to give you an acronym for gift, okay? For gifts. Tonight's all about acronyms. I'm going to give you two of them. Gifts is one of them. And so let's peek into your essence a little bit of who you are. A gift can be, the G stands for generous. So if you wake up every morning and say, you know what, I'm going to be generous today. How can I choose to be generous today? Now, it doesn't have to be about money. It can be about laughter, love, commitment, time. Okay, but I choose to be generous today, and that's a gift that I'm going to receive and give. And I know that many of us have issues with receiving. Okay, we feel like we have to give a lot in order to receive, to deserve it. Okay, however, what if giving and receiving is the same energy? What if the more I receive, the more I give, and the more I give, the more I receive? What if? And let's say the I in the word gift stands for integrity. Integrity is the essence of success. So G is generous, I is integrity. Integrity means holding your shape, the integrity of steel, of you saying, you know what? This is who I am, and I'm showing up in my raw essence of who I am, and I'm not going to be swayed either way and pulled off my center of who I know I am. And if you don't know who you are, we're going to find out a little bit more tonight, and hopefully that will connect you a little bit on who you are and how you're showing up. But integrity means you're holding your shape. You're not allowing others to drag you down, okay, or pull you off your center. The F on gifts stands for fun or free. You choose. So if you're not having fun and if you don't feel free, then what's the point? And what is freedom? What does that mean? Free to choose, free to choose, free to be, free to allow, free to connect, free to, you fill in the blank. But these are gifts that we can bring ourselves and others every single day. What about T? T stands for trust. That's the big T word. And in our essence of being play shops that we do, we really go into the experience of trust, because many of us have been betrayed, haven't we? Many have been betrayed, and then sometimes it's hard to trust again. And so one of my favorite sayings that I say is trust and allow, and don't ask how. Trust and allow, and don't ask how, because we all get caught up in the wanting to know how. Let me put my toe in first to make sure I'm not going to get hurt, instead of jumping in and totally trusting. Okay, and that's a big concept, and that's a whole nother power hour we'll do around trust. I could do a whole day about that. Okay, so the S stands for self-care. And I'm going to do some self-care, and I've got the sun shining on my face. There we go. So self-care, do you take care of yourself, or do you put yourself last? Is the essence of your being your last, or you first? And some may have been taught, oh, you can't, that's too selfish. I say, just for fun, and you can just do it for a minute, just be selfish for just a minute and say, you know what, I matter, I'm important, and I choose to have some self-care. I choose to take care of myself, or allow, how about this, allow other people, and allow, you can say God, universe, great spirit, energy, source, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I allow that to take care of me as well, or each other. And I do know that a lot of people, and I've been to, like I said, I've taught people on 6 continents. A lot of people have felt very alone and are afraid to allow other people to love and support them. And the essence of your being can be allowing that. What would that look like? How would that feel? How would that help me? Okay, so you are a gift, and these gifts I'm giving you, if you choose to accept them, I just say generous, integrity, fun or free, trust, and self-care. That's what the GIFTS stands for. Okay, that what if you really are a gift? What if you came here to really serve, and service to others is service to self? Okay, so just try these on. I'm not asking you to believe me. Okay, just kind of think about it and try it on. But let's do another acronym on balance, because the essence of your being, would you consider yourself balanced? So we're going to find out, and we're going to do another acronym on this. So B stands for beliefs. And bubble talk is the subconscious thought that keeps you from getting what you want. Those are your beliefs. It's like a little bubble above your head, little cartoon character. You've seen those cartoon characters with a bubble. That's what they're thinking. That's their subconscious or their unconscious belief that they don't even know is there. Or maybe you do know it's there, but a clue as to what's going on in that subconscious is to look at your life. Look at the results you have in your life right now. because they have proven in quantum physics that 40,000 more subconscious beliefs to one conscious belief. How crazy is that? And if that's true, how important is it for you to know what that is? So your beliefs are extremely important to understand and dig around with a stick, because beliefs are formed usually before the age 7. Yeah. So those of you who are parents, you screwed your kids up. So you might as well, no, I'm not, I'm teasing, I'm kidding about that, because a lot of people think that. They think, oh no, I've really messed up my kids, or my parents, you know, taught me these things, and these are beliefs that I took on. And it's not just about our parents. It's about school. It's about our friends. It's about religion. It's about teachers. It's about TV. It's about culture. It's about society. They make up all the things that we start believing about ourselves. And that's great if it feels good and if it's something that serves us and those beliefs are working for us. However, if the beliefs aren't working for us, then you might want to know what they are and understand them so you can shift them and change them, because beliefs can be re-believed. That's the B for balance. A is the next word, and that is standing for, I'm going to say align. Okay. Do your subconscious and your conscious beliefs align? Because you could be saying one thing, but your subconscious is totally opposite. So you might be saying, you know what, I deserve to have all that I desire. But your subconscious could be saying, no, you don't. You don't deserve it. You're bad. You're unwanted. You're not right. There's something wrong with you. You're unsafe. It's not safe out there. You're not good enough. Okay. So your subconscious and your conscious could be off a little bit. They're not aligned. Okay. If you do affirmations, which are, I tease people about it, they're little lies we tell ourselves until they become true. And that's a joke, meaning that a lot of times we do affirmations and we don't get to see the results of those affirmations. Maybe they don't come as quickly as we'd like. It could be because our subconscious and our conscious is not aligned. The L stands for leverage. So remember, we're making the word balance. Leverage means doing more with less. So in order for us to be balanced and really connect with the essence of who we are, we can leverage our time, leverage money, leverage people, leverage our knowledge. Okay, it's doing more with less so we can have it easier. Wouldn't that be nice? I know I would like that. And then A, the other A stands for assess, 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 assess. And what I mean by that, can you tell if you're on course or off course? I know I've muted all of you, a lot of you, so I'm going to say that you're saying yes. Okay, because I don't see anybody there. You're all gone again. So when you're on course, you know it. Things are working. You're off course, things aren't working. You're kind of off course. You're wobbling a little bit. And that means you're off balance. And so if you are off balance, if you're off, things aren't working exactly the way you want them to be working, then what do? Some people beat themselves up.
Okay. I can't think of it.
So some people beat themselves up. They feel very guilty that they're off course. I should have been, or I would have been, or I could have been. I should be in a different place now. Who am I now? And so if you are one of those who beat yourself up a bit about that, then just understand that if you feel guilty about something that you have not acquired or done what you wanted to do in your life yet, or you feel guilty about something, when you vibrate guilt, it demands punishment. So what ends up happening a lot of times is because we are so powerful that we attract people or things to us to punish us, or we self-sabotage. Now, I know none of you out there self-sabotage, right? So my suggestion would be this. What's the opposite of guilt? Innocence. Okay, and innocence is a big word. And when we were born innocent. I think most of us can agree. Okay, and so then what the hell happened, right? So here's my challenge, that in order for us to be the master of our destiny and the master of who we are, mastery is course correcting without invalidating ourselves. I'm going to say that again. Mastery is course correcting without invalidating ourselves. So if you are off course, then just all you have to do without invalidating yourself is just course correct. Just say, oh, I'm off course. I need a GPS. I just choose to get back on course. Your car doesn't beat itself up, does it, if it goes off course? So it just course corrects. It course corrects. That GPS course corrects. And so instead of beating yourself up with the judgment around that, mastery is really course correcting, okay? It's important to assess, am I on course and off course, and what do I do with that, okay? And I know that most of us are self-aware enough to know when we're off course. And if you choose to continue to beat yourself up, you're going to keep recreating it over and over and over again. All right. In balance stands for neutral, being neutral. And what I mean by that is, you know, when I coach people or do workshops or whatever, if I am attached to it looking a certain way, then I'm not able to, it throws me off my balance. It throws me off. I'm not neutral in my thought process. I'm not able to discern as easy with people and thoughts and things, okay? So being neutral means I'm not going to have an emotional trigger to what's going on in the world. And it takes practice in order to do that. And the more work you do or play you do with finding out what your triggers are, the easier it becomes. So you don't have to be as triggered, so you can be neutral. C stands for center, being in the center, centering yourself. Like in the hurricane, the eye of the hurricane. Just think of that. Just look at that picture, the eye of the hurricane. There's chaos all around you. But in the middle, in the center, it's calm. And that can be the essence. And then the E on balance, E is equal, meaning outgo, and just be mindful about what equal means, okay? Balance can mean equal, right? I have income and outcome. And so just be mindful about when you say, I want to have balance in my life and I want to be equal with all things, because it could mean I'm going to have just enough to pay my bills, or just enough so I'm equal, nothing more, nothing less. Whatever my income is, my outgo is. And now I'm equal and it's zero. So it's interesting to put a different perspective, okay? And you could also look at equal as I'm comfortable. And comfortable can mean a rut. So just ask yourself, am I comfortable in my rut? And going outside of my comfort zone can be scary, but it's something different. And it's something that can shift something different, and you can get something different from your life. Okay, because a lot of people who've won the lottery, it's out of their comfort zone, isn't it? And it shifts something very quickly. So let's go in and see. So balance, I already gave you that. Let's go in and look at, let's do some, get your pen and paper out. And what I want you to do, we're going to have you list your identities really quick, because the essence of your being means, who am I, right? So let's list your identities, your jobs, your tasks, your feelings, your roles. So it's going to go like this. So I want you to just write down on a piece of paper, I am. So you'll write down, I am a and go ahead and just jot down a few things and make this as positive as you can. Just jot down, I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a leader, I'm a teacher. Okay. Just jot down the things that you feel like is your job or your role in life. I am a blank. And just jot a few things down. And I would add miracle in there. I am a miracle. So no matter what you say, add a miracle. And then the next thing I want you to write down is, and you can always go back and fill this in to get a little deeper if you choose, and then write, I feel. Now, again, be positive with this as much as maybe you don't feel as positive right now. Maybe you have bouts of positivity, but write down, I feel. So these are feelings. I feel happy, connected, safe, successful, wanted, lucky. I feel, and just notice if you can't come up with anything positive. And if that's the case, I've got a workshop for you next weekend. And just jot those things down. And the next line, and you can add to this, okay? The next line is I do. What do you do? So jot down some things you do. Like I would say, I teach, I play, I sing, I play games, I travel, I talk on the phone, I do business. And then jot down one more thing. I have. Just jot some things down, first things that come up. Don't think about it too hard. I have what? Friends. I have love. I have furniture. I have a place to live. I have a house. I have family. And then once you finish just jotting a few things down, like I said, you can go back and look at this, but you can look at your list and say, oh, is this who I am? Is this how I show up in the world? This is a little peek into your essence. And one of the things that I love to say is when I'm making up lists about things, I say this or something better. I am this or something better. So I would add that to your list somewhere. This or something better. Because you may not have all the answers right now. Okay. So let's continue. And then I want to have you share some things because I have another whole little exercise I want you to do to fill in the gaps a little bit. Okay. So I want you to put on your piece of paper, and by the way, if you're driving, don't do this. Okay. Just come back and listen to the recording because everybody will get the recording. Go ahead and make a clock on your piece of paper. Make a clock. So put like the number 12 above the 1 o'clock. You know, there's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, all around the face of the clock. So just make a big, on a piece of paper, a clock. 12 is up, noon, all the way around. 1 through 12. And then what I want you to do is on the face, the number 12, I want you to put these words. So you're going to put words to each of these numbers that you put around your clock. Okay. So number 12 is going to be relationships. The 1 o'clock is going to be your career / job. Now, the number 2, the 2 o'clock position is business. Some of you may have a career and a job, and some of you have businesses too. Maybe you have both, maybe you have one or the other, but just go ahead and put business. It might be different than your job. Number 3, put friends or / social. Your social life or friends. Number 4, 4 o'clock, put parents. The number 5, put kids. And whether you have parents or kids right now doesn't matter. Go ahead and put it. Number 6, put education or school. And some of you, those of you who are taking all of our workshops and play shops, that's education, isn't it? Reading books is education. Number 7, put rest. Rest. Number 8, put fun or vacation, like a fun time or vacation or play. Number 9, put faith, Faith. Now, yeah, that could be spirituality, it could be meditations, it could be different rituals. It could be church, it could be anything, some kind of faith, belief. Number 10, put contribution. And number 11, put self-care. And self-care can be like exercise, massage, body work. Okay, so you've got your clock and you've got your subjects around the clock. So now what I want you to do is I want you to write this phrase down. Where do I spend most of my time? Where do I spend most of my time? So I want you to put a number 1 through 100 around the clock. So you'll start with relationships, okay? Now, this does not have to add up to 100. You don't have to figure out, oh, I have 20% relationship, 10% business, 5% education. You don't have to think about it that way. It doesn't have to add up to 100. But I do want you to put a value. First thing that comes up, don't think about it too hard. Very quickly, go around your subjects, go around the clock. You're going to do 3 of these. We're going to do it 3 times. So make enough space so you're going to be able to do this 3 times around the clock. So this first time around the clock is you're going to put a number 1 through 100 where you spend most of your time. Is it 30% relationship, 60% kids, whatever. So just put as quickly as you can all around the clock, 1 through 100, and it does not have to add up to 100. It's what percentage of the time that you spend on these things. And go ahead and finish up on the one you're on. I know I'm going through it pretty fast, but I want to get through this and you can go back. It doesn't have to be accurate. Okay. The next set of numbers, this is going to be the second set of numbers that you're going to put around the clock. Where do you spend most of your thoughts? Where do you spend most of your thoughts? What percentage of the time, what's the percentage of the time that you are thinking about friends or business or fun or self-care? Where do you spend most of your thoughts? Go ahead and write 1 through 100. Give it a number all the way around. Then finish up on the one you're on. Do it pretty quickly so you don't have to think about it too hard. And then the last one, where do you spend most of your money? Where do you spend most of your money? 1 through 100 around the clock. And again, it doesn't have to add up to 100. Just give it a value. Okay, finish up on the one you're on. You should have 3 sets of numbers. And then I want you to write the 3 words: time, thoughts, and money. Time, thoughts, and money. And then just pick the top 3 of each category. So pick the top 3 that you put the most value on. If you put 50, 80, whatever it is. Okay, just pick 3 of them on each one. How much time? What are the top ones that you spend the most time on? What are the top thoughts? And what's the top money? The values. So go ahead and just jot down the 3 on each of those subjects. The highest number. And just, if you've got a lot of the same number, just pick 3. Okay. So more than likely, my thought is that probably most of you are going to have 2 out of 3 the same. So just notice, what do you spend your most money on, your thoughts and your time, and just notice, is it something that that's similar? Do you spend money on the top 3 things, or 2 out of 3 that you actually think about more, or that you spend time on? And I'm betting that most of you have probably 2 out of 3 on all of your if you have parents and kids that take energy, do you make your clock have 13 hours? A baker's dozen. Ha ha. Yeah, and if your parents aren't around, then maybe you do think about them, but okay. Just notice, do you have 2 out of 3 that are similar? Are they on every one of them perhaps? And what comes first? The thought, the money, or the time? So these are little indications of your values. This is what you're spending your time, your money, and your thoughts on, the essence of your being right now. And if it's something that you don't feel that's in balance, or I mean, are you out of balance with these? Is it what you want? And if it's not, you can move these around. You can choose to consciously move these around so that you feel like, oh, I really want to spend more time on this and this and this, and my thoughts more on this. Because see, we create things from either a void or a desire. So if you're saying, wow, I'm really spending a lot of time and thoughts on things I don't want, or I don't think it's important to me, I don't feel fulfilled. So I'm spending time and money and thoughts on things that I don't want to really focus on. So are you creating things from the void or from your desire? For instance, your values, these are values. These are your essence of your values. If they arise from and are therefore determined by your conscious or your subconscious, it could be because of what you perceive as most missing. What you perceive as most missing in your life, therefore becomes what you perceive as most important. In other words, sometimes our core values are based on core wounds. This does not mean if you have had a known core value for a long time that you're missing something anymore. It becomes part of your being, your beingness over time. In other words, your core value could be money if you perceive you're lacking money. Your core value could be health if you perceive your health is compromised. Your core value could be a relationship when you perceive you're without one. Your core value could be information if you perceive you don't know anything. Or your core value could be purpose when you feel purposeless. Or your core values could be, this is what I really want to spend my thoughts on, or companions when we feel alone. So this is basically developing. What you're doing is you're creating from the void instead of creating from the desire. Does that make sense? So just notice if you're spending time, thoughts, and money on things that you don't want, or that you would rather spend it on other things. Okay, remember, what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on all of these thoughts and feelings and time and money and all these things that are not exactly what you want to really be focusing on, you could be off balance. And it expands. What you're focusing on are all the things that you don't have or don't want. Does that make sense? Anybody want to share anything, what they wrote down? You have to unmute yourself. Yes, Malcolm.
Hey,
Malcolm.
this is Malcolm. Yeah, what I got from that little exercise is with my job, I realized I got an irritation there, because I'm always thinking about how can I retire, and why do I want to retire? So I can have more fun, and I can contribute more with my time to really what I want to contribute to.
Okay.
So I think I'm a happy person, but I realize I'm a little bit unhappy in that area. Okay.
So what can you do about it?
Stop. Well, it's in my thoughts a lot. So we go to the next phase, which is what? Take action, right?
That's right. Well, what you focus on expands. Just listen, becoming aware of this is the biggest leap. Once you're aware of it and you break it down, and now it's in your consciousness, now you can do something about it. Now you can shift it and choose differently.
Yes, I didn't really get it before. I didn't really get it before, but now
Right.
it's clear. Yeah, clarity.
Clarity leads to what, Malcolm?
Power.
Yes. Malcolm's done, I think, all of my workshops, right? Have you? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Clarity leads to power. So what do I mean by that? Clarity leads to power, the power to choose, the power to be, the power to be free, the power to connect, the power to create. And create from the place of desire. Not
How
of,
about
go ahead.
if I can interject for a moment?
Sure.
This is Nikki. I think that what I came to most is that maybe what I'm focusing on a lot in my life, and maybe what the tendency is the things that cause you frustration or seem like they're problems, something that you need to solve or something that you need to do. But if you're focusing all on the things that you need to do or the things that you need to solve, it becomes overwhelming. And so you have to get your focus back to the core values that you really want to spend your time, energy, and money on, so that you can, because if you do those things, then most of the other things will fall into place.
Yes, absolutely, honey. And I would say shift the way you're speaking to it about I. So say everything you just said and put I instead of you.
And Bo is shaking his head really big right now because that's his big thing. So yes, I focus on the things that I see are problems that need to be solved right now. And what I need to do is shift my focus to the things that are most important to me, and the other things will fall into place.
That sounds beautiful, Nikki. And may I reframe one word in that and reframe it to I choose, not I need. Because because when you say I choose, it is a more declarative, non-judgmental state. When you say I need, it may not for you, but it could for some people bring up, I'm not doing it right, or judgment, or frustration. I need to be doing this and I'm not.
So you're affirming instead of highlighting a weakness.
Sure. Yes. If that could be. Yeah. So our words have a vibration, our thoughts have vibrations. And so, it's highly for conscious people that want to become even more conscious to create from that desire place and to really from the essence of their being know who they are. It's just an awareness. And what's really beautiful about our community, we have a whole global community of like-minded people that it can at least remind us, right? To remind us, oh, that's right. I need to choose, or instead of saying need, maybe I say choose. It's just more declarative. So if we can create, thank you for sharing that, both of you. So if we can create from I matter, then everything I create matters. So you can ask yourself, what effect do I have, instead of what's my purpose? Our reason for being here is to, this is my belief, and you can take this on if you choose. Our reason for being here is to see God in action, universe in action, source in action, and every day within ourselves. When one of us moves, it pulls others in that direction. So what if I'm on track? What if I'm already on track? Maybe what I'm doing is right, exactly what I'm on track to do. I'm already there. So I invite you all to embrace that, perhaps, and look at your clock, look at what you wrote down, look at some of the things where you said, I am, I feel, I do, I have. And if it's something that you would choose to shift or change, you have the choice to do that. And one of the biggest things you can do is a gift. I'm going to give you guys a gift, okay? Essence of Being is coming up next weekend. This is a blatant, here's what's happening, guys. We're doing it in Atlanta area. It's our only one this year. And it's going to be next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm doing a special little deal for you guys since you showed up. You showed up on the call tonight, and you showed up on you'll get the recording. If you go to essenceofbeing.com/EOB, Atlanta EOB, or is it EOB Atlanta? I don't know. Go to essenceofbeing.com and look at Atlanta. And if you just put in 97 off, that's the code I'm giving you, 97 OFF, you're going to get 97 off. Okay, just because you showed up today. If you've already registered, that doesn't count. I'm kidding. We can work that out. If you've already registered and you're coming and you're not a graduate, we can work that out. So 97 off, I'm giving you that. That's next weekend. Please come and play with us. If this gave you any kind of insight or an awareness or an aha, imagine what 3 days is going to do. It's sort of like, people tell me the experience is like 10 years of therapy in 1 weekend. Not that anybody needs therapy, and not that that's what this is. However, it is an immersion, it is an involvement, it is an evolution, it is an opportunity to get perhaps better communicating, better trusting, better leadership, better love, connections, and more abundance. Sounds good, right? So the next time we're meeting, remember, we do the third Wednesday of every month. I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. The third Wednesday of every month we meet, and the next one we're doing is going to be July 21st, and the topic is going to be Reemerge with Burge. Managing your energy from isolation. meaning that some people it's re-emerging, okay, into the world again and having to manage our energy in maybe a little different way. So I invite you to come play with me there. You can also text 770-767-3848. That's 770-767-3848. And put in the message EOB, which stands for Essence of Being. And you'll get 4 free videos of how to create wealth. Okay. So that's another gift for all of you. Does anybody want to share anything before we go?
Oh,
You have to,
I can share something. This is
Okay.
Patrice. I just posted, but yeah, mine was relationships, parents, and kids. I've become a part-time caregiver to my mother, my elderly mother,
okay.
and that's where a whole lot of my energy is going. So, and along with that, the 2 adult kids, one that needs care, one adult child that needs care. Anyway, so I would like more fun.
And what?
I would like more fun and play.
So the question is, how can I have more fun and play with the people that I'm with?
Okay.
So maybe it's before you go in to see them, you say, all right, how do I serve today to bring more play and fun to me and them? And make that a focus as opposed to, oh my God, I've got to handle this crap again.
Okay.
This is going to be fun. And the more you have fun, the more they can have fun because you're demonstrating that to them. Does that help?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you being here. And it's great to see some of you. And I would love to see all of you at Essence of Being next weekend. And certainly any of the things that we're doing, you can go to essenceofbeing.com and check it out. We're going to be all around the we're doing a lot of things. So come play with us in the Conscious Leadership Academy as well. So until then, I guess, see, I can't unmute all of you, so I'm sorry. I had to mute a bunch of people. So if you want to say goodbye or want to say see you next time, you have to unmute yourself.
Thanks so much, Burge.
Welcome.
See you, Burge. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Bird.
Bye.
Welcome.
Bert,
Thank you.
I left you a message. Do you see it? This is
Yep.
Patrice.
Thank you, honey. I see. Yes. Thank you. I see that. I'm excited. Bye, honey.
Thank you,
Love
Burge. I really love you. I really appreciate your support, honey.
Love you, dear.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Oh, and by the way, Burge,
Yes.
I totally understand.